Thank you, Ellen. It's great to be here. I've admired so many people who are here in this room from afar. It's my first time to the Institute of Medicine, and it truly is a who's who of research and thought leadership in this area. I'll be talking about integrated marketing communication. Let's see if I can get this okay. I'd like to give a brief little history of some paradigm shifts in marketing. In the post-war boom of the 1950s, the emphasis was just on selling products, getting the products to market. As markets began heating up and becoming more competitive, in order to succeed, companies had to start focusing on customers. And that focus on customers typified the 1970s and 80s. And then that shifted to become really an emphasis on building relationships with customers, hopefully lifetime relationships of customer loyalty. And that emphasis on relationship marketing is what has led to the evolution of integrated marketing communication. But with respect to children, we have to remember a key fact, and that is in 1981, Congress, under the influence of the Reagan administration, removed the FTC's ability to regulate advertising based on fairness, and that opened the floodgates to integrated marketing communication targeting children. So what is it? It's an approach to planning marketing in which you're trying to bring about added value or synergy by using all the various communication approaches to their strategic advantage so that you can get your message out there and have the impact you want. So the key features of integrated marketing communication are this focus on the customer, using any relevant contact point. Touch points are what these communication approaches are used. You're trying to get the message with a single voice out to the target customer, build these ongoing relationships, hopefully lifetime relationships, and affect behavior, which is ultimately loyalty, purchase, repurchase, that sort of thing. So integrated marketing communication is based on the fundamentals of all marketing strategy, which are segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So segmentation is dividing the market into relatively homogeneous groups so you can pick the ones to target, the ones that you think you can have the most success with, bring the most value to. Positioning is the way you want the customer to think about the product in his or her mind, and you particularly want the customer to understand the differential advantage, what's great about your product relative to the competition. Now, I'm going to talk about integrated marketing communication from the perspective of flaming hot Cheetos and try to illustrate some of these ideas. I haven't talked to anybody at the company or the agency. I'm using public data to try to infer what I think they're going after. Note, first and foremost, the package itself is a part of the integrated marketing communication. You see Chester Cheetah there. I think the flaming hot Cheetos people would say that they're using age segmentation. We know that their parent company, PepsiCo, has signed the Children's Food and Beverage Advertising Initiative pledge. We know they've pledged not to target anyone under 12, so they've got to be targeting 12 and over, teens, especially boys. But if you want to succeed, you've got to do much more than just demographic segmentation. You've got to get into psychographic segmentation. And I think the Cheetos people would say, we're going after the 12-year-old in all of us, whether we're a tween or a teen or a grown-up. So, what's the brand positioning? Here's what I would say. Cheetos let you go a little bit wild and bend the rules and break free of the constraints. All 12-year-olds feel like they're constrained, and you can express your playful, mischievous self. I think that what they're trying to create is this sense of Cheetos gives you a recess, which of course is every 12-year-old's favorite topic in school or favorite class. And Chester Cheetah, the trade character, embodies the brand positioning and personality. He's playful, silly, a release, high energy. Here's a Cheetos commercial. Of course, integrated communication uses the traditional media. Thank you, Heather, for playing this for me.
Yo, kids, here's some flaming hot Cheetos snacks. Whoa, gee, there's no fire here. Just flaming hot Cheetos. Here, try one, if you can handle it. Flaming hot Cheetos, deliciously hot, dangerously cheesy.
So you see, mischievous Chester gave the fireman a Cheeto, and you see what happened after that. Of course, they use traditional media like outdoor, toys, these things that have been used for decades. But also now, as Ellen mentioned, we have a digital revolution. We've moved from mass media to a mass of media. As just one illustration, there are more than 105 social media websites in the US. Facebook has an international reach. About 70% of the users are outside of the US, astounding reach for marketers. Digital marketing, which Ellen mentioned, means promoting a brand using any digital media. It's wildly popular with companies because it's cheap, it targets youth, it's action-oriented, and it enables two-way communication, which gives us engagement, which is a big part of what we're after with integrated marketing communication. This is the home page of the Cheetos website. You see Chester there. You see all kinds of wonderful videos, lots of dynamic content on this website. And you also see video games. Heather, if you'd play just a few seconds of The Legend of Cheeto Corn, one of the many video games. Sorry we don't have the music, but you can see how this goes. The avatar there will be eating some Cheetos. You have to eat Cheetos to score health points up there in the corner. And the more Cheetos you eat, the more health points you get. Let's see if we can get another health point. There we go. And in order to advance through the various stages of this game, there are 3 stages, you have to eat Cheetos to get more health points. Now we'll just move on from there. And a few points about Advergaming, which is a video game with branded content like what we just saw, The Legend of Cheeto Corn. Typically the product is integral to the gameplay. You have to do something with the product to win points and advance. Typically the players are asked to pass the game along to their Facebook friends, which is the case with The Legend of Cheeto Corn. And the length of exposure is typically 10 to 15 minutes or longer, in some cases as much as 25 or 30 minutes. Let's move on and talk about viral marketing, which means buzz marketing or word of mouth. People are talking about your product to one another. It can either be real or virtual communication. And when it's a part of digital marketing, it brings up another key theme of integrated marketing communication, and that's co-creation or user-generated content. Now, if you go to Google and type in Flaming Hot Cheetos Challenge, you'll see many, many videos, much like this one. This one has more than 93,000 views on Facebook. Most of the videos like this have 70,000 to 90,000 views.
All right, hold on. It's me, Adrian, and his brother Gabriel. We're going to attempt to eat 3 bags of hot Cheetos within 10 minutes.
Ready,
all right, ready, set, go.
And it goes on like that for 10 minutes. And they do succeed in eating them. Now, I won't play this one. I've got the media for it, so you can play it on your own. But the more typical approach is not nearly as collaborative as those 3 young men. These three young men are having a race to see who can eat the most, the fastest. And they've even got cool music that they put in. And their mom comes in and says, "You're ruining your dinner," and they keep on eating. Again, many thousands of views. This is the Cheetos promotion from August of 2012. It's called Just Dance Twitter Giveaway. And what they did is announce through Twitter, notice they've got almost 38,000 followers, that they were having this contest, and the best 5 entries, of Cheeto dances would win a prize. And they weren't going to tell you when the contest ended until they announced it on Twitter. So this is not a winning entry, but one of the entries that kept on going after the contest, created by the Minneapolis YMCA after-school program in August.
Yo, I go by the name of Dane Jones. I'm with my crew, and we gonna show y'all what we be snacking on. You dig? Okay. Hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis. I can't get enough of these hot Cheetos and Takis. Got my fingers stained red, and I cannot get them off. You can catch me in my coat, eating hot Cheetos and Takis. Wow. Snack, 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 crunch, snack, 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 mud. Hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis. You can catch me in my coat.
And again, this goes on for about 5 minutes, and if you're as uncool as I am and don't know what a Takis is, it's a Mexican manufactured chili pepper snack. So this and the games are evidences of what some people call stealth marketing, where consumers are immersed in branded environments, frequently not knowing that they're being exposed to these very sophisticated marketing techniques. This is the current promotion going on right now by Flaming Hot Cheetos. Notice that the back of the package as well as the front is a part of the integrated communication, as are all the displays, end-of-aisle displays in supermarkets and that kind of thing. This is a tie-in with a very popular video game called Just Dance 4. And if you buy the product and put the number that's on the front of the package into the links explained to you on the back of the package, you can get a free song. And if you go to the Facebook page, you realize that this is actually a cross-product promotion where they're also promoting another one of their more than 30 snack food brands, and that is Chester's Cheese Puffs. So both of those, we have a direct inducement to purchase both of those so that you can get these two music games for your video. You've heard about Cheetos in public schools. This is a delectable dish from the Houston Independent Public School, middle school last year. You may have read about schools, particularly in California, banning Flaming Hot Cheetos because of their addictive nature and because of emergency room visits in which parents took their kids to the emergency room because their stools had turned red from eating so many Cheetos, probably more than you wanted to know. But you see here on the blog, on the Facebook page, they can talk with customers, and here's a mom saying that her 8-year-old is saying, "Don't take my Flaming Hot Cheetos away." I can announce that in Texas, there's still Flaming Hot Cheetos in schools. These are the two vending machines right inside the front door. There's actually an ice cream machine, too, of the school in my neighborhood, McCallum High School. My neighbor took that on Friday. Also, big trend is national manufacturers like Frito-Lay are now sponsoring high school sports, just as they've long sponsored sports for the college and NFL. So could IMC work for healthy foods? Well, last spring, we had a promotion by Bolthouse Farms, the maker of baby carrots, with Universal Pictures and their Hop Film partnership. And so you can see the tie-in with the packaging. You can see they've got their own video game. You can see they've got their own shelf signs, another part of integrated communication. They've got vending machines that they put in some schools. And they've got a commercial that actually, what this commercial does is parody junk food commercials. And the name of the campaign is Eat 'em Like Junk Food.
Brought to you by a bunch of carrot farmers.
Baby carrots! Yeah, baby carrots! Whoa, baby carrots!
Baby carrots!
Baby carrots! Extreme, impossible, stunt! Baby carrots!
Baby carrots!
Extreme pterodactyl!
So you're asking, did it work? And the answer is, yes, it did work. Now, the only data I could find in the public realm was data about their pilot test. But the pilot was so wildly successful that they rolled it out nationally. And again, the persuasive themes of integrated marketing communication, engagement, gamification is the word oftentimes used for Advergames. And again, one of the reasons they're so popular is because kids are bombarded with messages from everywhere, and you need to entertain them to break through these days. And co-creation, that viral marketing sort of thing. One of the questions I was asked to address is, what's the impact of this? Well, we do know the impact of some of the individual techniques. Ellen spoke about the 2006 IOM report and decades of research that it reviewed that shows that television influences preference, purchase requests, and short-term consumption. There has been research on Advergames, and they influence brand awareness and brand choice. There's been research showing that children have difficulty distinguishing or disentangling entertainment from persuasion on websites, Advergames, and in viral marketing. There's research that shows that adolescents, even adolescents, equate the quality of information with the quantity on the web. There's research also, and this is what I find most sobering, there's research that shows the emotions that are evoked by things like Advergames, the enjoyment, the entertainment, the flow of being in the midst of these games tends to positively impact perceptions and beliefs about nutritional value. And there's research that shows that even when children and adolescents have persuasion knowledge, they know they're being marketed to, somehow the enjoyment neutralizes those effects, makes them non-significant, and they start thinking that the product has positive nutritional value. Now, what's the effect of integrated marketing communication? We've got superstars on the panel, and they may contradict me. I hope they do, but I don't know of any research that really captures the impact of integrated marketing communication altogether. We know about these individual approaches, but advertising research is based on social psychology, which is measuring the short-term micro-level responses to individual stimuli. And what we really want when we're looking at integrated marketing communication is the longer-term results of repeated treatments, the aggregate effects of these treatments, and we're in an environment in which everyone has already been treated, and I don't know of any IRB that would approve a random assignment of children to healthy versus unhealthy integrated marketing communication environments. One more question, are parents aware? I think much of this is under the radar of parents, and there's some research that shows even when parents are aware, it's not clear that they have much influence through their status quo approaches. And public policy issues, just a few quick ones. Protection of tweens and teens as well as children online and in schools. Limitations, I think we need some limitations on total ad exposures created by integrated marketing communication. I think we need some limitations on stealth marketing techniques, particularly those that capitalize on emotions like entertainment, enjoyment, and tacit persuasion. And then we also need limitations on these direct inducements to purchase, like what you saw in the Facebook promotion. And I think there are perhaps possibilities to create some ad breaks so that kids can't play video games and Advergames for 20, 30 minutes at a time without taking a break. I'm not going to play this because I understand my time is up, but you can watch this video from YouTube where an artist makes images of Romney and Obama with Cheetos. So with that, I'll conclude my presentation. Thank you.